Okay. So there's a few new parts for Check It. Um, the first part is just the apparatus checks in the morning are live for the ambulances now. Those should be pretty self-explanatory because some people have been doing them and we've been doing them on the heavy fleet. Kind of same idea as those ones. So let me know if you guys have any questions about that. The next part is the narcotics, and that's the big change. Let's see. So there's two policies or just instructions that I've prepared that I distributed. So there should be copies at each station, made a binder that can stay by the safes that we can reference in the future, and then just a bunch of copies to pass around as we get going with this. So the first one is just your daily counts that you'll do in the morning, and the other one is like if you use one, how to restock the ambulance, log the usage, that part of it. So we'll start with the daily count procedure. The couple things to right off the bat, it is unfortunate, but we're going to have to do the daily counts every morning. They only let us choose between a daily schedule or a weekly schedule, and so we had to choose daily, so we'll have to do it every day. The day that you do it at shift change should be done with a member of the oncoming crew, a member of the outgoing crew, and then day two can just be between you and your partner. That's supposed to be done by 7:15 each day. If it's not done within a timely manner, then an email goes out to the captains first, and then if it's still not done, 30 minutes later, it goes out to the captains again. If it's still not done 30 minutes later, it goes out to the BCs, and then the last one goes to badge 1 and badge 2. So there is a grace period though, so that people who are coming in on a transport, or if you get a call, or if you got hammered the night before and you're going to sleep in, you should have plenty of time to get it submitted before admin starts getting notified. You can do
just since you mentioned it on the transport ambulance.
Yeah.
If you don't have anybody on the transport ambulance, is that just 82 that needs to do it for that?
Yeah, that was the only thing that we could come up with. So 82 will do 84 on days that there's no transport.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, just so you guys are aware with that, it needs to be determined as to who is going to do that. The other day we had some representation from B shift and C shift there, and kind of their consensus was that if there was no transport ambulance, that that whoever was on the ambulance would be responsible for that. I don't know what do you guys think? The 82 folks that are there, do you guys also agree with that? If you're already on the ambulance and you're already doing controlled substances anyways, do you guys like that idea of just being responsible?
I think we just keep it consistent across all 3 platoons. So if that's what they're doing, that's what we'll do.
Okay, we'll just have the ambulance, whoever's on the ambulance, be responsible for both of those. The only other issue with that is we have days where we have the ambulance, and then we have days when we don't have the ambulance. And so it's not like it used to be where you sign in at 7:30 and then you go home at 7:30 at night and you sign out with your partner, it'll just be a sign in the morning, and then essentially that's it. So it might be a good idea to, if you can, if your ambulance is available, they're not on a call or whatnot, but when they go put the medic ambulance 8-4 narcotics back in the safe in the med supply room, that you kind of grab one of the people off the ambulance, and so there's accountability that way. You got somebody from 84, you got somebody from 82, and you're putting the narcs back in. That way, when the 82 person has to sign them off, the next morning, they will know that they were all good to go. So.
Yeah, and then the that pack will be kept in the station safe at 82 when it's not in use, just like it was before. Okay. Next, you can use for any of this, you can use the desktop or you can use the app. The app is available on our phones if you want to do that, or they've been uploaded to the tablets for the ambulances and the engines if you prefer to do it that way. If you access it on the desktop, you do have to go through Target Solutions and then just check or go to check it here. If you just go to checkit.com, it won't be the right one. Okay, PIN numbers is the only thing that we haven't gotten like totally fixed with the company. That's why everybody got a bunch of emails this morning. There's just a programming error. It's not just for our department, it's nationwide, to where sometimes the pins work and sometimes they don't. So I just keep clicking it until I get one that works for you, is why it does that. Pins are not the same as the pins that you use to get into the safe. That will still function the same way that they were. We can't choose our own pins. It just automatically generates those. Sorry, I'm getting feedback. I'm gonna try. Okay. So if anybody has not gotten a pin or forgets their pin, they'll just need to contact one of the admin, and we can reissue it. Some people I've noticed had different email addresses in their Target Solutions, like that either a personal email address or it was typed wrong, so they weren't getting them. So if you didn't get one, that's probably why, because I went and issued one to everybody this morning that is supposed to be on duty today. So if you didn't get one, let me know. So the count procedure is, even though we have to do it every day, it's way quicker, way easier. It should be pretty simple. So I'll just walk you through that real quick. You go into check it, and it's the same whether you're on the mobile app or the desktop. So you go into the check it, you're going to click on apparatus. You're going to find the apparatus that you're on, click on it, hit inventory, and then your safe is right here, controlled substance safe. You hit run count, and if it's just a morning check, then everything should already be populated. You should have 20 morphine, 200 fentanyl, 10 Versed, 500 ketamine. If there are different lots of a medication, then they're identified by their expiration date. That's why you see we've got 1 and 1 of morphine in this box, because we had 2 separate expiration dates. The rest of them show up as 2, 2, 1. You double check that your seal is the correct one. You can hit set as new and it'll carry that one over. Then you come down here, you click here, enter your PIN, And then hit confirm and it'll let you sign. And then your partner does the same, pin, sign, confirm. And then that's all you got to do. You're good to go. That's your count. So it is pretty quick. You can do it right from your phone. And yeah, good to go. Any questions on that?
After
Okay.
you sign, just remember it'll prompt you to submit the count. So just make sure to submit the count as well.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the whole procedure for this one. So it does look like these procedures are pretty long, but they're all just screenshots. So if you need to go back and reference it, it'll show you what you need to do. Sign, and then this is complete right there, and then you're done. Okay. Next one is if you actually use one and you need to restock it. So blue tags are gone. All the extra tackle boxes are gone. There's just one tackle box for each ambulance now. And if you use a morphine, you just grab a morphine, put it back in there and put a new red tag on it. And that's it. So pretty simple. All the medications are just loose in the safes now. So for this procedure, just to like make it easier on this front page, just reference this for like the general steps that you're going to do. It kind of summarizes it pretty good. So your first step, you give the medication to the patient, you log it in image trend, just like we always have, no difference. And then when you get back to the station, and these ones can kind of be done in whatever order you're going to do it in, but then when you get back to the station, you're going to grab the medication that you used from the station safe and put a new red tag on it, and you're going to restock it. You're good to go with that. Just keep track of your broken seal number and your new number, and then the broken seal can be thrown away. And then you're going to log the controlled substance and sign with your partner in image trend, just like we always have. Nothing's changed on the image trend side, except for the field where you log your tag numbers. It used to say red tag and blue tag. Now it just says broken red tag, new red tag. That's it. Everything else is the same. Then you're going to record that you used it in check it, so that it takes it out of inventory, and that's going to take it out of Angie's inventory so that she knows when to order more. It'll take it out of the station safes and your ambulance. So everything happens automatically with this. And then after you've taken it out of your ambulance, saying that it's been used, then you need to transfer the medication from the station safe back to the ambulance and check it. And then you just do another count, just like you do for your morning count. That'll update your red tag number for the next time that you need to do a check. So I'll walk you through that process real quick. So it's really similar process. You come in to check it, go into apparatus, same way, find your ambulance that you're on, inventory, same thing. You're going to go down to the bottom and you're going to hit record usage. You're going to select which medications you've used. You can do multiple at the same time, or you can just do one at a, if you only used one, and hit next. The run number is your incident number from image trend. The seal number is your broken red seal number. And then the EPCR number you can leave blank for now. That is supposed to be like a unique patient ID. So that like if there's multiple patients on the same incident, you can identify that, but we don't have a way to populate that in image trend currently, so you can just leave that blank. Then you go down to morphine, and then same thing as before. You identify which lot you used based on the expiration. So try and use the ones that expire soonest first. So you'll click, I took one of these, that's a vial. The labels here are kind of weird. It's just how Vector does it, but it's by concentration. So like for the fentanyl, it shows up as 50 mics per milliliter. But then if you select a vial, it knows that there was 100 mics in there and that it's 2 milliliters. So it knows all of that. You mark how much you used, and then it'll automatically update how much you wasted. And then that's it. You click, pin, sign, submit it. And then that's taken out of inventory and shows that it's been used. Okay, so then the next step, so now we've done all of our image trend stuff, nothing's changed. We've now recorded that it's been used in check it. Now we need to transfer one back into the ambulance. So same process again, back to apparatus, find your ambulance, back to inventory, and you're going to go to your controlled substance state safe, and this time you're going to hit transfer. So transfer, you're going to change from, so you're going to say from station 81 controlled substance safe to ambulance 81. And then same thing as before, you can select multiple at a time, or you can just do one if that's all you need. You're going to go in, and this will be green if there's the appropriate amount on there. So if you've used morphine and there's only 10 out of 20 left, this will be red. And then when you go to select this and it changes it to 20 out of 20, it'll be green. So you'll know you've got the right amount. Choose the one that expires first out of your safes in the station. And then, so you'll mark that the vial that you're moving. And then same thing, pin, sign, hit submit transfer, and you're good to go. That automatically takes it out of this room. So right now it shows that we've got 7 morphines at station 81 because there's 70 of those. This will change it to 60 and change this to 20. So all of that updates in inventory automatically. So now the last step after you've moved it to the inventory is you need to record your new red tag number. So to do that, you just do another check just like you did in the morning. So you go back to apparatus, find your ambulance, run count, and then all of this should have updated because you already did your transfer. But then instead of hitting set as previous seal, you're going to type in the new seal number and then pin, sign, you're good to go. So it seems like a lot. Some of the guys yesterday were pretty worked up about it. But I think it's way easier and it's definitely way safer. All of the stickers, all of the papers that everybody all does those differently, those are all gone. Yeah, so any questions at this point?
I got a question.
Yeah.
Ready? So I know that keeps track of, this is, I guess, for you, Chief Hatfield, whoever. I know it tracks what's in the safe itself. Well, first question, do you know how often those are going to get, does Chief Robinson do that every week now, or how often is he going to restock the safes?
Yeah, so that's the nice thing about this for controlled substances and for the supplies that we'll get to in a second, is because it's updating, it's all connected. So it was a little bit different than the heavy fleet where the heavy fleet, when it got put in, it was just like, is it here or not? But for all the medical supplies, we had to like make it all match and transfer it over from whatever Angie has done. And so it automatically reflects in her inventory. And then this screen here, storerooms, she can go to each one and see how much is in there. And then her and Chief Hatfield went through and decided how much they wanted in each safe, and it'll automatically turn red when it needs to be restocked for her. So they won't have to do it like at any given interval. They'll just know when it gets low because it'll turn to red. And that's, you can see that here in just like the medical supplies. Anything that needs to be restocked will be in red, and she'll just go through and fill those as needed.
It's gonna stay green until. Yeah, so I guess my question with that is, so if we use, let's say we use one morphine in the month of December, it's gonna show that we still have, if there's seven in the safe, it's gonna show that we have 6 of them. So I guess in my mind, I don't think that there's a need to restock it, right? At that point, if we were only using one morphine the whole month. But my concern, I guess, would be is that, so I know we do like our daily check as far as the box goes. But is there, did you guys consider, or has there been talks about maybe doing like a safe check as well too? So we're keeping account of the safe as well. So instead of having it potentially go a month where there's a morphine missing, you know, if we do that every day and I come on shift, we know within the last 2 or within the last 4 days that it went missing, just so we are able to keep track in case something happens, I guess. Not that anyone, you know, I don't know if that's been considered, but I don't know if there's a way to do it where we can all, like when Angie and Chief Robinson take meds and he brings us meds, they count everything in the safe. I don't know if that's something we want to do.
So Coulter, where it's all entered into this program, we essentially, as you guys are transferring your controlled substances out of your safe and into your essentially your controlled substance kit into your safe on the ambulance, all that is done in real time. And like Brian was showing you, hey Brian, if you want to go back to where they can see the counts in check it for the medical supplies, it's going to do that. We've set kind of maximum counts that we want to have at every station, and then we set like a restock trigger. So like say for instance, if we wanted 10 morphines in your safe, once we decided at, you know, maybe we decided at 5 morphines, when you guys got down to 5, it would trigger a restock warning. So in that safe, it's going to turn it's going to turn that safe red, so we know something is short. So from there, we just click on the controlled substance safe, and we go, oh, hey, they just hit 5 morphines, so they're going to need to get restocked. So at 5, that's when we say, all right, we're going to take 5 morphines up to your safe and restock it. So it's all going to happen in real time. There's not
I think Coulter's concern is
any checks needed.
I think Coulter's big concern is it's all tracked digitally, but what if the last person take out, heaven forbid, took something extra out, and then
it's going to pull
for a month.
So it's going to cause a discrepancy if that's the case within your box in your ambulance, because if somebody didn't transfer it out of the safe into the box, somebody just grabbed one and put one in the box, when they go to check it, it's not going to show that one was ever placed inside of your box. Therefore, there's going to be a discrepancy generated. And when
Right,
that
but what if
happens,
somebody just takes it out of the safe and puts it in their pocket?
Then there-
Is concern.
yeah, then there will also be a discrepancy caused as well, because I'm trying to think.
I guess if it makes sense, like somebody steals a morphine, right? And we only use 2 morphines in the month of December. So it may not need, you guys have set those numbers where we end up restocking it, but it doesn't actually get restocked in the safe for 2 months. If we don't have some way to track it, now we have 2 months worth of people getting in and out of the safe for everything else to figure out who it was that took the morphine. Whereas if we did or if somebody was to do that, whereas if we,
Yeah,
I guess if we had like a count for the safe as well. 'cause
yeah,
it's
I guess.
then we would know the last 4 days, from when I was there last, the morphine went missing in the last 4 days. Or in the last 2 days if they did it on shift change, you know what I mean? That's my only.
I'm guessing we're probably gonna have to activate the counts on those safes, just so that they are checked every day as well, and they have accountability. Because you're right, they technically, something like that could happen. So we're going to have to turn on the counts for the station safes as well. So we're gonna have to count those. So thanks for bringing that up, Coulter. Thanks for thinking like a criminal. That's what we need.
Yeah.
I was a car sales guy.
There is the pins that you use to get into the safe, but for sure there's a gap there.
Well, I brought up, even if it was weekly, I guess that would we'd at least be able to track it. Yeah, if it was once a week, we did that, because if you can do daily or weekly, then it's less that we have to do every day. But then we, when we do like our Saturday detail check on the apparatus, then, or whatever day it is, then we do the safe as well. Then you only have a week of tracking instead of possibly a couple months of tracking.
Yeah, for sure. That would be my thought. I mean, that's obviously up to Chief Hatfield and Chief Robinson, but if we were going to do a count on the safe, would be maybe weekly. Just sorry, I had to click away here because the meeting was going to time out, but just so you can see, like, it does keep a really, really detailed log of who's done what and when it's been counted or when it's been transferred, and you can see their signatures. And then anytime that something happens where we learned, if, like, for example, Corey gets admin rights to check it and put stuff in, and it causes a discrepancy, then it locks everything out. And so, like, you can't even move a 4x4 or anything. Like, so Angie can't do anything with her room. She can't run a count. Nobody can at any station. It locks everything out until that discrepancy is resolved by admin, where they can either say it was a mistake, or that when you go to resolve it, you can either mark it as a mistake or open an investigation. So on that side of things,
Thanks.
Okay, any other questions?
Before we go on any further, I just want to stress that what Brian was telling you about, some medications may have 2 separate lots and 2 separate expiration dates. Just again, another good reason to make sure you're using the medication that's going to expire first is, if you were to use that, then you're going to know which one to select when you're logging that use. Because if you, for instance, use the one that expired later, but you check it that you used the one that expired sooner, then that's going to cause a discrepancy, and again, it's going to lock everything down. Nobody's going to be able to do anything with medical supplies. And so just make sure that not only when you log it as being used, but when you pull the new medication to replace into your little NARC box, that you pay attention to the expiration date that you're pulling. Because again, if you select the wrong one, you're gonna cause a discrepancy when somebody checks it the next day, or when you go to you should find it when you go to run your count again after you replace it. But anyways, just pay attention to that, because you could really mess up the system if you don't log your medications correctly by expiration.
We did find a ton of expired meds when we went around and broke down all the boxes and stuff. There was some ketamine that was like 2 years expired and stuff. So we got rid of anything that was expired. You'll see if a medication shows up yellow or orange like this, that means it's getting close. If it is already expired, it will show up red. So there shouldn't be any red ones floating around at this individual stations anymore. Those all got moved into Angie's safe in her room, just as a backup in case we ran out. Okay, any other questions? Cool. Last part is we need to start updating things out of the inventory as we are putting them on the ambulances. This is going to be hard, but we got to try and be strict. Chief spent the entire set going around and getting actual physical counts of everything at all 3 stations and updating them in these lists here. And so basically, if we keep up to date on this, it's going to automatically reflect into Angie's inventory, and will automatically tell her what needs to be filled each week. And then she'll be transferring things into your supply room as she brings them around to each individual station. So you don't have to worry about that. And that'll, if we really do a good job with it, then that'll eliminate having to do the supply counts and stuff for her, and it makes it way easier for her in ordering. So her room is super dialed in because she's the only one that should be taking stuff in or out. These rooms are going to be tricky, but we're hoping that people are just strict in an effort to make it easier and incentivize people to do it. You only should need to log like bigger ticket items each time that you take it. So if it's like a big item or an expensive item or something that we don't use very often, you'll log that each, like a bag valve mask or a full body splint or things like that that are a little bit bigger. You'll log that as you take it each time. But like gauze, Band-Aids, a lot of these other things that we use way more often, you'll see those labeled as boxes instead of each. And a box, you don't have to log each time. You just log it when you get down, when that box is empty. So we've got 2 boxes of Band-Aids. You can take those as you see fit, and out of the station supplies, and when one of the boxes is empty, throw it away and log it at that point. We're not requiring actual physical counts on all of this stuff in the ambulances, except for the narcotics. So it's just a matter of taking this out of the station supply as you use it. So things like IV needles and stuff should be by box, things that we use commonly. So it's not terrible. It is a little bit cumbersome, but hopefully people will be pretty dialed to where it's just super fast. Pull it up on your phone, check it stays logged in, and all you have to do is go into your storeroom here, find 82 storeroom, and you go to here where it says withdraw, click withdraw, find what you're taking, and then click next. It'll tell you how much. You don't have to make a comment or sign with anybody. You just complete the withdrawal and you're done. So it is really quick. Chief Hatfield brought up a good point with C shift yesterday, like in an effort to try and help keep up on it, because we know that things are going to get missed. If you do happen to be in there, like this morning, I went in to, I moved a box of gloves over to the ambulance, and I noticed that when I went to go and do that, it said that there should be 7 and there was 0. So I just changed it to 0 at that point. So like it's not like the narcs where it's like logged to your name or logged to an incident or anything, and they're going to be like, why did you take 7 boxes? It just takes it out, catches it up, and then it'll change this to red so that Angie knows we need more gloves, and you're good to go. So if you notice something is lower than what it actually says, then just change it to what it should be. If we don't keep up on this, then we're going to have to go back to doing the weekly inventories for Angie, so that these restock items will be real, not just which they are right now. As of right now, those are all legit, because Chief Hatfield went and counted everything and updated it at all the stations. So any questions on that?
Is Angie still planning on restocking the stations weekly or just as needed? Or
Yeah, as far as I understand, she's gonna just still do it weekly. We just won't, if we keep up on this, we just won't have to do an email for her. And if you look at her room, it's the same way. This tells her when it's really handy for her, because she can, it has all of her ordering information. All of these items have the actual like brands and codes for her ordering. So it's way better for her. We're doing her a huge favor if we do keep up on it. It turns it red, same as when it needs to be restocked at the stations, when this needs to be ordered. So yeah, if we can do that, that'll be money for everybody, but I know that's going to be a large task.
Yeah, we get that, you're going to run back-to-back calls at times, or it's going to be the middle of the night and you miss something. But when you remember and you go back into the med supply room and take your order of supplies out, just remember that just go into the med supply, click withdraw. Did you show them where the withdraw button is? So when they,
Yep.
okay,
Yep, it's
click
right.
withdraw, and it's a little bit difficult on your phone, because each of the categories, like bandaging supplies and airway, they're only separated by like two, basically by 2 lines. And so if you're scrolling through airway, all you're seeing is like 2 items basically. In airway items, there's probably hundreds of items in airway. so to scroll through like two small little lines on your phone, it is a little bit difficult. So I'd recommend using the tablet or something like that as you're withdrawing your supplies, because you can navigate it much easier that way. But we've tried to make it as simple as possible, so should be fairly easy.
Yeah.
Once you get the hang of it, I think everything will go quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this is even more important. Like, we were never really supposed to be taking stuff out of Angie's storeroom. This is even more important now because hers is like actually like really well done, and like physical counts. She's put a lot of time into it. I was back there with her yesterday, and we were out of full body splints, and she showed that there's 2, and she had already just placed an order that day for supplies, and somebody had taken all the full body splints out, and those are pretty big items too. Nobody marked it down or anything. So yeah, last case scenario, if she's not there and you need something, just make sure to mark it down on her little paper so that she can go in and update it here in this, because you'll have to have admin rights to add stuff to her, or add stuff or take stuff out of her room. So yeah, she was pretty bugged about those full body splints, and rightfully so. So yeah. Any other questions? I think that's all I've got, unless Chief, I missed something.
No, I think that covers it pretty good. Like Brian's kind of shown you, there's a lot to it. So I know we're gonna kind of miss things along the way. So I mean, just like Coulter's criminal mind there, picking up on the fact that we're going to need to have a counting process, whether that's daily or weekly, with the safes in the stations to prevent anybody just pocketing medications. We're gonna find stuff like that. I'm glad you found that one and pointed that out to us right away, because there's just so much to this that you can overlook some things. And so just send either me or Brian an email, and we'll work on updating and fixing. I've got a few things already that I need to get updated with our medical supplies. Currently, like, I know there's like 2 needle decompressions are in 2 different places. So there's a few different things that need to be corrected already. So as you guys come across those, please email us and we'll work on getting those corrected.
Yeah, or anything in the inventory on the ambulances. Like, I know Greg finds something like every shift and emails me, hey, you're missing this on the checkoff, and I can go in and add it pretty quick and easy. So let me know if anything's missing on those ambulance checks or anything. Oh, one thing with that is it won't let me add us like within a compartment if there is like the same supply in 2 different spots within a compartment. Like, for example, in the med bag, we have packets of lube in several different spots in the bag. It won't let me add lube in the list multiple times. So I can say like there's 6 total, but it's just going to show up in one spot. So sorry about that. There's no way around that. That you'll run into that a couple places in the ambulance where there's band-aids in 2 different spots or lube in 2 different spots, things like that. So that's why. All right, well, I'll let you guys go unless anybody has any other questions. I recorded this So it's gonna be a huge file, I'd imagine, but I'll try and upload it to YouTube for something so that 81 can access it if they want. And then there's those instructions at each station, and you can text me or Chief Hatfield if you have any questions.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank
All
you
right.
guys.
See ya. Have a good shift.
Bye.